Hello and welcome to Knits'n'Giggles episode
10!
Yay! I'm so glad you're keeping track.
Well, I looked last night. 10!
Episode 10.
Double digits.
Double digits. I'm Brandy.
I'm Debbie. And we're crafty knitter people from Alberta, Canada. And we're going to talk to you about all those crafty knitting things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We tend to start out with what we're wearing.
Usually.
Yeah.
You can go first.
Okay. Well, I am finally wearing my Suri Shirt by Caidree. Hello back. So excited. If you tuned into the last episode, I showed it on needles and it looked
weird.
Short.
Our light just went out. I don't know why. We still have light. It's okay.
It looks super short and kind of boxy, and it's blocked beautifully, and it's exactly the length I wanted. So if you're making one and you think this is too short, it might be fine.
It might be fine.
Yeah.
It's been a whip for a little while.
Feel this, because this is that camel with the merino.
It's so nice.
I used camel silk, held double with merino, and
It's so light feeling.
It's so light feeling. It's so drapey. Oh, and I brought what I had left over from the yarns. I didn't weigh it. I was kind of hoping you'd have your mini scale handy.
I do. Well, it's right here.
Excellent. Yeah, so I bought 2 skeins of the merino. I don't remember what size I knit. I think the smaller the medium are the number 2 size. But this is what I have left of the silk camel. And this is what I have left of the merino sock weight. And
that's quite a bit.
I know. I'm like, I think I could make possibly like a cowl or something with this.
Possibly.
So I know.
Let's see. We
have 18.2 grams of this. So I make something.
Mm-hmm.
And 29.1 of this. So, yeah. I don't know.
I wonder what the meterage is then. Because this is lighter, so it'd be longer meters. The meters might be the same.
The meters might be. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to make a cowl.
You'd have to do the math, but
29 grams, but I'm something. I got, maybe like a Sophie scarf or something.
Oh, yes. You should make a Sophie scarf.
Because I don't want this to go to waste. It's
too nice.
So lovely. And I'm not going to put it in socks. Like, I'm not going to have camel silk socks.
No. That's a little too bougie.
A little too bougie. Yeah, so.
So, I asked my daughter, it just reminded me when I said bougie, about the word baddie.
Oh, yes.
And she said baddies are basically pick-me girls. So you don't want to be one.
Oh.
I haven't told my niece this yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pick-me girls. So like.
Pick me.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't want to be one of those, apparently.
Oh, okay. Whew.
A lesson in the lingo. Now, today's word is, what is that one that I just read the other day? Like bro, but it's vro.
What?
V-R-O.
Okay, what does that mean?
Apparently, it's the new way to say bro.
Oh, no. The new way to say bro is duh. It's like dog. Son-off. You gotta say it really quickly. This is how my son, he's 16, says, "What's up, dog?" Son-off. Like, super fast. Son-off.
I don't like that.
Yeah, well, I have to live with it.
I think bro is better. And what's that other one that's something hibbity?
But, like, instead of saying bro, you say bro? Like,
bro.
But what does that mean?
I don't know.
Vicious brother?
Oh, very... It actually does stand for something. Shoot! I should have written this down. And then there's that other word. It's like hibbity, jibbity, skibbity. Skibbity! That's it.
You sound like you are the Cinderella fairy godmother. Bibbity bobbity boo. Hibbity skibbity dibbity.
That's how these kids these days sound. Anyway.
Welcome to the podcast where we update you on the newest lingo. And knits. You're welcome.
I'm wearing
the toque that you talked about.
The toque that I talked about. This is the Tread Hat by Shannon Cook. So
I really like that. I want to make one.
I love this pattern. twisted rib running all the way through, and then knits and purls.
I love it.
However, and like feel, I use woolfolk, so it's super soft, but
extremely soft.
It's very big.
So, did you try drying it?
I haven't yet. So, I was like...
You're like a puppy dog.
Like, look, I just shake my head, or if I look down, it goes further.
I think you could dry it and fix it.
So, but
for
it's
like a short period of time.
It's super cute, and I don't mind the amount of slouch, but I do mind looking down, and then I can't see. So,
Skibbity, you can fix that.
I wonder the context of that word.
I don't know.
Whips?
Yes. I have a whip. I'm still working my frame sweater. I haven't worked on it in a while, and I didn't bring it because I haven't worked on it since the last time I showed it. But
you've seen it.
Yeah, you've seen it. I've got a new whip.
Okay, so did we not do just knit it January?
We did. We're just knitting it January.
But are we then starting new things?
I am. I did. All right.
Me too.
I'm just knitting it in January. It's still. It's a new just knitted project.
We failed at this goal.
The only thing I have left on my needles though is my framed. That's it.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So how's your just knitted January?
No, I started something too. I'll show you.
No, I mean, how much have you finished?
Oh.
Okay.
We'll talk about that.
So last time on the podcast, I held up. I had skeins of yarn. Remember?
So yeah. Do you remember?
Do you remember? And we were kind of contemplating whether it would look good or whatever. And
it does.
It does. Yeah. So I'm a little bit worried. I was a little bit worried about yardage. So I was staring at my yarn caked up, and I'm like, different color for ribbing. Mm-hmm. So I went down to my stash and found some soft yarn fingering weight that I'm holding double because I didn't have any. I don't have a lot of DK in my stash. So I didn't have anything that would work with this color. And this was the best I could find. I wish I would have had a cream, but the gray is good.
The gray is good.
Yeah.
That neck will look small. Does it stretch lots?
Yes. And so this is the Cozy Classic Raglan.
Okay.
I've made it before. It does have quite a bit of stretch.
Yeah.
It is quite close. So like even my other Cozy Classic Raglan is quite close. Mm-hmm. I couldn't remember which size I knit. So I'm either up a whole size or I'm not. I don't know. I also might have went down needle size last time and I didn't this time. It's going to fit. It's fine. Thanks for making me doubt that.
As long as it gets over your head. Then
is it with all you knitters in my necklines? They're fine. Yes, I will definitely, I don't have a joke. It will go over my head. This is not what I thought I was going to be talking about today on the podcast. How big is your head, Betty?
Well, maybe it's bigger than mine, and maybe if you put this hat on, it will not fall down.
Maybe. Yeah. So, anyways, as I was saying, the Comfy Cozy or Cozy Classic Raglan is just a straight up Raglan, but I couldn't decide if I wanted to do mosaic or colorwork, but I thought with the Raglan increases, I didn't think I could do a mosaic off the top of my head, so I did a colorwork. So I started holding it 1-to-1 every third round. And as you can see, it's not super noticeable. So as I got going, I was like, I'm going to try doubling it. Yeah. So I did 2 stitches together. And then you couldn't really see that either. So I went 2 stitches together plus 2 on 2.
Yes.
And then, of course, right when I started that, because you can see it right here, I started that here and the yarn got darker. So you can really see it happening.
That looks really cool, though.
I know. I honestly, I love it. And as I was making it, I'm like, there's no rules. I'm not breaking any rules. Nope. I'm not following any rules. I can do whatever I want. So if I want to decrease it afterwards to go down, I don't think I will because if you look, it's going to get light again. Mm-hmm. And then it's going to go like orangey. So I think I'll just leave it, see what happens. And if this is going to do it. But I split for sleeves this morning. It is working up so fast. I started it on Monday. Yeah. So.
It's really cool what you could do with just a base pattern.
Yes.
And you can just kind of modify.
And the Cozy Classic Raglan has so much. instructions, so many instructions on it. It tells you like sleeve modification, holding yarn double, if you're like, because it's written for DK, so it tells you what to hold double. It tells you color changes, so you could make it a fade if you want. There's so much information. It's like 30 pages of the pattern, maybe not that many, but it is a lot of pages. And there's just so much information. So if you're doing a Raglan, your very first Raglan, I highly recommend this sweater. I knit it before, and it fits so well. And I did none of the modifications, like none of the major modifications. It also, what I really love about it too, is for, I didn't do this, and I'm not going to do it this time either, but it talks about waist decreases for people who have a bigger bust versus their waist, like quite a bit bigger bust. She talks about how to do waist decreases so that it has a more fitted body. So that, because I know that that's a struggle. You're that big box, right? Yes. I just really appreciate all the time and energy that Jessie May put into the pattern to make it like so easy to model. Yes.
Versatile.
So versatile. Yeah.
What, the Raglan stitch, what is it?
It's, you make one left, make one right.
Oh.
Leaning.
I like it.
Yeah.
Kind of creates like a little hole.
Yes. It definitely does. Yeah. Yeah. So that's this is what my work in progress, and yeah, that's it.
Yay. Mm-hmm. Want to see mine?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, the Tessellated.
Oh yeah.
So this is my Just Knit It January. I actually took out the shoulder bind off on my Tessellated.
Okay.
And everything's now held on all the things.
And what's the plan?
Well, I have to basically figure out how to go backwards in the pattern, because I need to figure out the starting point that I need to be at to create a deeper armhole. Okay. So I need to knit up. This is the back. Mm-hmm. Right? No. Yes?
I think so.
Yes. But I'll have to take out the bind off to then keep knitting this up and then do it again. And then same with the front. Yes, this is the front.
So are you going to rip back to the armhole?
No, I'm going to rip back to this part.
Yeah.
To then keep knitting deeper so that this is longer.
Oh, I see. It's like longer, not wider. Gotcha.
Yes. So I want it to go up more.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can do it.
I can. I just have to
it's the ripping it out that's going to be tricky.
Well, it is kind of annoying because it's 3 yarns.
3 strands of yarn.
And
and it's mosaic, so it's slip stitches. I can't even imagine what pulling that back is going to be like.
It's a little annoying because I have done some of it already. Mm-hmm. But the Suri is so toothy.
Yeah.
It sticks to itself. So that's a little annoying. So that is my whip.
Your whip?
This
Just
one,
Knit It January.
Just Knit It January. Now the other one, if we remember, was that test knit that I started in August.
Oh yes, your thistlethorn.
The thistlethorn. So here we are. And it's still the same as it was in probably September. But I decided I don't love it. And there we go. I didn't even put thingies on it. Needle stoppers on it. Because I've decided I just don't love it. Like, I don't love the process of knitting it because it's so, like, I like the stitch. I like how it looks. Mm-hmm. But there's so much of it. Mm-hmm. And it feels so slow to me. Mm-hmm. And obviously I'm not making a lot of progress. So because I don't love it, and I also don't, I was like, I'm following pattern because it was a test knit, right? The test knit's over. I didn't make it. So if I were to do this again, I would want wider ribbing on the bottom because this is not usually what I would do. Yeah. And I also think that it's knitting really freaking wide.
It is very wide.
As I'm holding it, and it's falling off the needles right now. But if I stretch it right out, like, look how big it is.
That's really big.
This is like 2 people. Like, and 2 of Debbie.
Yes.
And I'm knitting it to pattern, right? Like the size that I was supposed to be test knitting. For me, I'm just not, I obviously wasn't getting gauged then. So even if I were to have done a swatch, I was supposed to test knit that size anyway.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
it would have been like this probably. So yeah. So it's here. It looks there. There we go. Needle's coming out because
It's coming off.
it's coming up. Out. Yeah. I'm ripping it out. And then the yarn will get to be something else. It will get to live a new life.
Live a new life.
So yes.
All right.
So that is that.
Does that feel better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the yarn. So I have
Sweater's quantity.
3 skeins of each color.
Oh, so you can.
I can do something else with it. Yeah. I have lots. Then, because I have these 2 things, and I'm like, well, that's being ripped out, and I have to rip this one back. I needed something else.
Yes.
So that brought me to casting on something new. So, my new cast on, and I'll show a picture of it, is the Harlow Worsted brioche hat by Andrea Mowry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the yarns that I'm using is the same yarn, Bendigo Woolen Mills, the one that I used for my cowl. What was that cowl called again?
The
Ribbon welt or
welt.
welted?
Ribbed welt. Ribbed welt. I will look it up. Ribbed welt, I think.
So I have lots of this yarn left.
That's the same color, is it not?
It's the exact same. Yes. It was 1 ball. I still have 82 grams of this, so it'll be more than enough to do this hat. And then I'm using this yarn, which honestly I don't remember what it is, but it's a tube construction with blown in fiber inside that. And so it kind of has this like silvery, the tube looks silvery with the green. So these 2 together, they're just going to make a really nice hat. And then it will match the cowl that I just made.
Ribbed welt cowl.
Rib welt cowl.
By Sweater Freak.
Yeah. So this is you can see the, ta-da, brioche. Yeah. And I really like knit. I've never knit 2-color brioche. But it's very easy because I've knit 1 color. So 2 color is...
And they're so close in color.
Yeah. So the blown in one has kind of a silvery undertone. Yeah. Like sheen to it.
Cool.
So that is that. But
I love the look of the Harlow hat, but I've never done brioche, so I'm nervous.
'Tis easy. I'm pulling up a picture of what her hat looks like. Bigger.
And is this the one that she just did plumped?
Yes.
Yeah.
But so she has it in 3 weights.
Yes.
This is the worsted one. Ta-da. And then you can see it has like, go to the next picture, lady. Let's go. It doesn't want to open. It's not being friendly, apparently.
Technology. Great when it works.
I know. If I go to her other pattern. So this is the worsted. She just came out with a plump one in the fall for bulky weight. And there's a fingering weight, which is the original Harlow. And it came out years ago because I know somebody that made it. And that was in like 2018 maybe that she made it. So it's a really old. Here's her plumped up Harlow. I want to kind of highlight the construction of the top, which is neat. If it will open. We're on pause. I can hear Chris in the garage.
I was going to say, is that your garage next door? It's got to be.
Yeah.
And that's got to be someone doing something.
He's using the air compressor.
Air compressor.
Yeah. Well, one day when it opens. Anyway, it's not... so you'll see what the decreases on this hat, it makes it look round, right? On the Harlow hat, it's like the decreases are on the sides. So it's kind of... Ooh.
I think it worked.
Boop. Now my hair's looking crazy.
It kind of has that like nipple top.
It's like flat.
Yeah.
Kind of. Because it decreases on the sides. I like the plumped up one because you can really see, like,
The construction of it?
Yes, and like the distinct difference between the two yarns. There's a good one. So the construction for the decreases in the crown on the plumped and the worsted are the same, so it'll have like the same sort of look, but the fingering weight one apparently doesn't. So in her worsted pattern, she comments on that and says if you like the crown decreases on the original, you can do those instead.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly what it looks like differently, but probably more round and not as flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So those are my whips.
Those are your whips.
And this hat shouldn't take me long because I started it this morning and it's quick. And then I'll have a hat because this one is a little too big.
It's your replacement for your...
Yeah, until I get brave to decide to shrink this.
You can do it. I have faith in you. And your dryer.
And my dryer. Yeah.
All right. FOs?
Yes.
I have an FO.
Okay, excellent. This is not in the right spot.
I finished my
notes.
Louise lace socks.
Yay!
I know. I thought that they were going to be a whip. I actually put them on my notes as a whip. And then the other day I was like, no, I just need to do 4 more rounds of the lace.
Oh, let me get my
and it
blocker.
works so fast.
1 second.
Honestly, I think I did the foot part faster on these than I do regular ones. Because you just do the rounds of lace and then it just seems to eat up. Just like, boom, done. Yeah. And I might try blocking them to let the lace. Debbie's going to lend me blockers. Oh, they're brand new.
Yeah. Because I don't block socks.
Yeah.
They're brand new. Open them. You can put your sock on it. The other ones that are open are too big. Those ones would be like men's size, giant feet.
Gotcha. Giant feet. I don't know giant feet.
These are
Teeny tiny feet.
more our size of feet.
Yeah. So, year and a half in the making, and I've got a pair of socks.
That matches your shirt.
Yes. And you know what's so funny? Green is my favorite color. And until recently, I had nothing green. And my last 3 FOs are all green. Mm-hmm. My ribbed welt cowl, this. Oh yeah. They're gonna make that pop. Yeah. These, and then this sweater is all green. I knit 3 green things. Oh man, I can't wait.
They're pretty.
Yeah. And
maybe
they look big, but they're not. But I think it's just the lace work.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Makes it look more.
Yeah. I might have to throw them in the dryer just once because the heel is a little bit... But it was a different heel than I normally do, so I think that was part of it. But I'm not too worried. It's socks. Ta-da!
Awesome.
Yeah. Do you know how good it felt? Like...
A year and a half later.
I was sitting on the couch and I'm like, just do 1 round and then you can go back to the sweater. So I did a round of the sweater. I was like, nope, I gotta do. And then I counted the like V's here on the other sock and there's 10. And I think I was at 7. And I was like, dude.
That's how I do things too. And I'm like, okay, I have this many more repeats to go.
3 more repeats. And I literally was knitting an entire repeat in like 5 minutes. So maybe 10, but I
have an hour left of knitting and I could be done.
Yes, and then I did the toe, and the toe was quick. And as I was doing it, I think my kid had a friend over or something. Whatever, we were talking, and I'm like doing toe decreases, and I'm like, I'm gonna finish these tonight. It's gonna be amazing.
And it is amazing.
I literally I finished and I did the what's that called, Kitchener stitch to close them, and as I finished I was like, huzzah!
Skibbity! I don't know.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
That's more like it. It's like a magic wand.
Yes, I did it. And I just feel like this is so stupid, but I was feeling anxious. Maybe anxious isn't the right word, but I had this feeling of this isn't done, and they're just sitting in this bag, and it was bothering me, and I'm like, just get them finished. And now that they're finished, and literally all I have is my framed and That's what I just showed you on needles, and I'm just like...
So now that sweater is a knit night project then?
You'll because
it's just
it's in the round.
Easy.
Yeah, so easy. I'm going to bring it to dinner tonight. It's so easy. Yeah, it's... Even the color work is easy because it's just... Yeah, because you're not following. I'm following what's coming up.
Yeah.
2 and 2. I did have to... I don't know why, but when I was doing the arm splitting for sleeves, you add 4 stitches. So it should have been fine because the stitch count should be fine. But on one side, I had 2 too many stitches. So I was like, I'll just add 2. No big deal. It was a big deal because it threw my color off.
Yes.
So on the other side that was fine, I also had a color off weirdo thing. So I just added, I did a knit front, knit back because I needed 1 extra stitch. I don't know why, but I fixed that. I'm like, 1 stitch won't make a big deal. It's not going to make my sweater giant. But then I went to the other side and I needed 2 stitches. I'm like, 3 stitches? This thing is going to be so oversized. I'm just kidding. It's fine. But I don't know why it's like that. And it'll be fine because it's underneath the arms. But I did have this like hesitation, like, oh no, I'm wrecking it. And I'm like, you're not wrecking it.
It'll be great anyway.
Fine.
My head was getting hot. I had to take my hat off.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I'm wearing no knits now, but whatever.
No knits, but you're wearing a knitter sweater.
I'm a knitter. In case you didn't.
I'm a knitter.
In case you didn't know.
Ooh. Okay, so you didn't show us your night and day haul during whips.
I know. Okay.
So,
I have to move things out of the way.
now that we're talking about FOs, is there a...
Yes. There is an FO.
Holy crap, you worked hard on that.
So.
Damn it, I want to make this.
Well, you don't have to. Because this is your Christmas present that I was making for you. And it took me forever.
Thank you. Well, shit.
Now you don't have to.
I love it. Now I am wearing all the knits.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome.
Look at that.
So I knit this pattern is an Andrea Mowry pattern. And it has 4 sizes. Child, youth, adult small, adult large. This is an adult small, so the 3rd size. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking it's just then not as wide. Like it's a little further. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What size does she wear in her?
I didn't check, actually.
Because this is like perfect.
Yeah. I thought that the large would probably be like looser around the neck and it would be longer, just the way the construction goes. But I thought like the adult small is probably good, especially blocking it, and it's superwash yarn. The yarn is RoseHill yarns. So it stretched quite a bit in blocking. I don't know if I have a picture.
I love the stitch pattern.
It's all mosaic. Pictures. Let's see if it transferred to... Now you have to be careful on here because you never know what's going to come up. Lots of things. Oh, yes. There we go.
That sounded worse than it probably was. It's not naked pictures of anybody.
No. It's not.
You never know what's going to pop up. Oh!
So there it is, all pinned down and wet blocking.
Good for you for remembering to take pictures of things like that.
I did. There was it laying on my table, not blocked yet. Yeah.
I had planned to take more pictures while I was doing the blocking of this, but I actually finished it while I was sick, and then I blocked it while I was sick, which in hindsight I wish I wouldn't have because my brain was really foggy, and I blocked it with the back facing out. And then the only reason why that's an issue because the high-low hem, I would have liked to pin the front.
Yeah.
But I'd already started pinning it, and I was like literally exhausted. Like just getting off the couch and washing it and then trying to put it on the thing was like exhausting me, and I was like, I'm not going to unpin this and flip it around. So I think it's fine. Like,
but you can always do it again.
I can.
Like
I know.
Next time you wash it or something, you can just pin it again.
I know. I get so like pinpointed on things. Like, oh no, this is wrong. Throw it out. It's fine.
Yes.
But I was worried about it being long enough. And so that was my other thing. I was like, oh, if I don't pin this, then it might not be long enough. But it's fine. It's great. I love this.
It'll look good with your brown coat. Your leather jacket.
Yes, it will look so good with that. Yay. And it's like minus
40.
here. It's very cold. Celsius. Minus, I don't know. It's like minus 20 right now in my car. But this morning was like minus 30. Feels like minus 39 or something like that. So it was really cold. I went out for
We're
brunch.
in the cold, frozen hell.
But don't worry, folks. If you're in Alberta, it's going to be minus 4 by Tuesday.
Yeah, 2 days. We have cold for 2 days.
And then we'll be wearing our t-shirts. That's why people think Albertans are crazy, because in the winter we are out in our t-shirts. It's because we go from minus 40 degrees Celsius, look that up if you're in the States, to like plus 10 in
a
like
50-degree difference
in
a
few days.
Craziness.
Yeah.
So we're either freezing or overheating.
Yeah.
Well, that's my
Well,
only
I
FO.
have something for you.
Is it an FO?
No. It's your Christmas present!
Yay!
That got stuck with Canada Post shipping. It's finally here.
This is an acquirement.
It is an
I have
acquirement.
other requirements. The Lumos knitting light. Have you seen these?
Lumos. You have to say it twice.
Lumos.
It's
Did
the
you get
Lumos
yourself one?
I did.
Have you been using it?
Yes.
Ooh!
Only once, because I've been hanging out on my couch where there's more light.
I can bring it tomorrow when we knit at the hall in the basement.
Yes, I will definitely be bringing mine.
Oh, it's so bendy.
Yes. And check out the I was pleasantly surprised how nice it feels on my neck.
It needs to be charged.
Yes.
So yay.
Mine.
Rechargeable.
It should turn on. Mine turned on. I haven't charged it yet.
Ooh.
And there's multiple settings.
Turn on.
Okay, maybe that side needs to be charged. There you go.
There's just flash people.
So you can do orange and white together.
A light show.
Oh my god, I was doing that to my kids. Colby came in and I had on. He's like, "What are you doing? What are you wearing?" And I'm like, "Oh, look, it's a light show."
You can rave at our knitters rave.
Oh my god, yes. Yeah. My kids and my husband were like, "I think we need those in the garage."
This is so great.
It's amazing, and it's so bendy. I was able to completely put it on where my hands were. It was awesome.
Yeah, and it is it's comfortable. It's not heavy.
It's not heavy.
It's very light.
And the band, when I first pulled it on, I'm like, is this going to be comfortable? Because it's quite wide. But it actually feels quite nice on your neck. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah.
What a great invention.
Yeah. So
now, combine this with this. And I'm making a statement.
Yes, you are. Skibbity-doo. You are definitely making a statement.
Who doesn't want a neck light and breastfeeding pillow?
Oh, things you can't look cool doing.
This is awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love this thing. Now, if I could only figure out
You
how to
gotta
turn it
count
up.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, I went too far.
Yeah. Because the white also has 2 strands, which you can tell when it's dark out.
Turn
I'm really
off.
struggling.
It's I'm seeing spots.
Yeah. So I just wanted to, while we're on the podcast and talking about the Lumos, I wanted to say a shout out to their customer service team, because I ordered the lights and... Did you get a shut off?
No! Oh.
User error? Or
I don't know. I'm having problems.
it tells you how to shut off.
Damn it! I went too far. I can't see the screen.
Give me that!
I can't see.
They work fine. It is user error.
I am seeing spots.
Anyways, back to the customer service agent. So when I ordered them, the Canada Post strike was already happening, but there was nothing on their website when I ordered saying that they were using Canada Post. So I just assumed that they would be shipped in the 8 to 10 days that they were guaranteeing on the website. After 2 to 3 weeks, I still hadn't received it. And so I had messaged them, and they got back to me right away, like an actual person. And she apologized and said that unfortunately they were shipping with Canada Post, Which my only thing was I think that it should have been on the website, but because the post strike had already been in place about 2 weeks, so so they did take over a month, 5-6 weeks to ship, which I don't think is normal, but the customer service was really great, so I was like, okay, I can wait. Like, we don't need our Christmas present at Christmas, it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
January presents are great too.
January presents are great too.
And then I can use it tomorrow and I can see. Not like right now. Don't look at the light while you're playing.
Look at
the light. Don't do that.
Don't do it. What's next?
Well,
are we still talking about requirements?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I brought... Okay, so back in December, Grocery Girls, Jody and Tracy had a giveaway, 12 Days of Christmas giveaway, and I won one of the prizes, which I was just tickled about.
Lucky duck.
Lucky duck, and it arrived, and I wanted to share it with everybody. Share all these cool businesses. First up, I got 2 skeins of Spincycle, which you know I love Spincycle, and I actually don't have this colorway. I think it was a colorway that's in collaboration with another. Yes, it's a Brooklyn General exclusive colorway. So it's called Deep Thoughts, and it's not showing up here, but it's pinky and greeny. I can't wait to, and 2 skeins, so I'll definitely I'll be able to make a whole sweater.
So that means if it's a exclusive, you can only get this at Brooklyn General, like on their website or in their store.
Yep. And so this one is it's sport weight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the dyed in the wool.
Dyed in the wool, yes. Why does it say? Where does it say that? I can't find that.
Well, it's
up at the top. That's where it is.
Sport weight.
And up here it says dyed in the wool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, why can't I find where it says that? Yes. Where did you see sport weight here?
Right there. Right
there. It's so... I might need glasses. No, I'm just kidding.
It does it.
It does say it. After you blinded yourself with the light, you can read it back.
I can see up close, but further away I see spots.
Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to say, I think it's the font. The reason why I couldn't read it is because it's just like blended in.
It looks like dots.
Anyways, moving on. I also got this.
The Lang Paillette.
Yeah, super sparkly. What do you call it? Not glitter.
Bling. Sequin.
Sequin yarn in like a corally coppery color. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I got this from Church Mouse, and it's got a pattern and everything.
What's the pattern for a hat?
Yeah. But the hat is shown in one color, so I don't know if I use both colors. I'm not sure. It's a marled beanie.
Oh,
so maybe it's not this one.
You hold it together?
Yeah. Yeah. 2 skeins of that. And it is so hot. I don't have any of these guys either. Hue Loco in a Phyllis sock set. Rose Gold, Sage, and Jupiter, which the Sage and Jupiter are definitely my colors, and I love the Rose Gold too. And this is a mini Magpie Darling hat and palm. So it was just so funny.
So cute.
I won this literally right after I said to Debbie on the podcast that as much as I'm not into useless knits, I kind of wanted something mini. And I got a kit to make something mini.
Something mini.
Yeah, so that's super exciting. Got some stitch markers, which I think I'm going to put these on my bag because they're kind of big and cute. Bag bling. Who doesn't need some bag bling? Ooh, and then a cordsmith.
I have one of those.
And a doodle deck.
This is amazing.
And I got the summer doodle deck. So if you're not familiar, this is a portable colorwork stitch dictionary. See, I'll show you one of them actually.
I haven't signed up for it. I don't know if it's too late.
Because you can do the email one?
Yeah. So there's the monthly... What are they?
Digital?
What is she calling them? The monthly subscription. Yeah. Doodle subscription. What's her name?
Pacific Knit Co. is the company.
Right.
I don't know her name.
I can't can't remember her
off
name.
the top of my head.
But you can do like the month. There's so many decks, and there's a book.
Yeah.
But you can do a subscription now, where she'll send you 6 new ones every month for the year, and either
So you can
printed
do color work trees.
or digital.
Yeah. Color work trees, or I'm not really sure what that is.
That looks like a lobster.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know what's so funny? When you put it on the screen, you can really tell what it is. Hold on, let's see. Mystery. What is it?
A turkey?
Seashell. A seashell.
A turkey.
This is fun. Let's do it
Summer,
again.
spring, beach.
It's summer.
Okay.
I
It's just a pattern.
Yeah, so you can do whatever you want. What's that?
Mix and match them.
A
Looks like sun.
a flower?
A sun, maybe. And then as you go, it's like half and half, right?
Oh. Yeah, so it's fun. This is going to be fun. I can make my own little colorwork sweater pattern or hat or whatever. So fun.
I opened this up because I was wondering what yarn this is. Because it actually is, unlike this one, that's more like string with sequins on it. Mm-hmm. This one's actually like fiber.
With sequins
so it's
on
yarn with little sequins on it. And so this yarn is called King Cowl Galaxy acrylic wool, and then the little sequins. With a teeny tiny pom-pom.
Yeah, and I actually saw Tracy talk about these. Tracy from Grocery Girls, which is where I won this from. This is the hanger. So like it's all
it's all together.
All built in.
Yeah, look at the little picture. So with the pattern shows like you can sew the little ribbon on there.
Yeah. And then last but not least, I got a bag. And I don't know who the bag is from. I have to look at my...
I did look it up.
Yes, I know.
Shoot.
It doesn't have a tag on it, so I was unable to see. But, like, it's got, like, little glittery things in it, too. Some bling.
The vinyl has the... Yeah. I have to look it up now because I did it and I forgot already.
Yes. And then not pictured because I gave it away already. I did get a Lane...
Just a second. I'll show you after I
gave it to Debbie.
She gave it away to right here.
An organizer, and it has all the like knit shows in it, so it's super cool.
Which Vogue Knitting Live
is
this
just
weekend,
happening, yeah,
like Friday. Ta-da!
Yes.
And then we go to more, and the bag.
Whoa.
Tanny Casey. That's
Tanny Casey.
Tanny Casey bag.
Yes, I love it. I can't wait to use it. And it's a great size.
Yeah,
I
really like
vinyl. I don't have any vinyl bags, so that's fun. I will take that.
Then I can show the
Lane.
The thingy.
Yes. Ta-da.
So, the Grocery Girls. I'm sure you all know who they are. The people that watch us probably watch them. So, they had this on their podcast last fall. And then I was going to buy it. So I went on to order it and it was sold out. Which, funnily, 2 days ago.
That's not a word.
Is it not?
Funnily?
Funnily enough.
Funny enough. Coincidentally.
Oh, okay.
Audrey.
Funny enough. I like funnily better.
Sounds like a cake.
If people can say skibbity, I can say funnily.
Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should.
Okay, bro. Okay. So, when I was looking on their website at their new Spincycle yarn that was just released, Grocery Girls sell this. And I was looking.
You couldn't get them.
At all the other places, I was like, where can I buy this? And it was sold out at all these places. Guess what? It's not sold out on their website. So if you want one, you can buy it from Grocery Girls.
Show them the cool thing about it.
I shall. Okay. So inside, and I've been using this, so there's writing in it now. For example, well, first of all, there's like advertisements for different companies, yarn stores, yarn, blah, blah, blah. And then inside it will say like, right here, January 16th, Vogue Knitting Live, New York, 16th, 19th. Like, it has, like, all of the things. Now, Debbie is also writing when she's starting projects and highlighting them in pink so that I can track how long it takes me to make things.
Yes.
Yes. But it's very cool. And it's a weekly calendar.
Does it have Knit
for the
City
year.
in it?
I don't know. Let's look. Knit City is in May.
Yeah, in Montreal.
In Montreal. Yes, it does.
It does, so it has Canadian shows in it. Woohoo!
Knit City.
Us Canadians are usually left out of everything, so.
We're not left out now. Knitters unite.
I was just going to say that.
My daughter would say we're Bluetoothing.
Oh, what does that mean?
Like, connected. She calls it Bluetoothing.
I would call it telepathic. It's telepathic, I know. But have you not seen the movie with Susan Sarandon and Julia Roberts?
No.
Stepmom?
Oh,
with the little boys.
A long time ago.
Yeah, of course. It's a 90s classic. And Mom, I'm telepathetic.
I didn't even notice this. So
Yes.
there's basic techniques in the back, which is really cool. Make one right, make one left, which...
I need that all the time. I always have to look it up before I start.
Yeah. Left leaning. And then there's a ruler, like right on the page. There's a list to write all your finished objects for the year.
Yay!
And then a cast on wish list page. Now, because I was going to buy this, when Brandy got it, I was like, I looked at it in person. I went on my phone and I'm like, I'm going to order this right now.
It's
And
like,
she
don't
goes,
bother. Here
he
it
goes,
is.
Here you go. I was like, yay! I don't need to buy it.
When I said that I won the prize, well, I didn't say I won it. Debbie saw it on Instagram. And that I had won, and she had messaged me a rude message asking if I had. Yes, you asked if I had something shoved up in a dark place.
Oh, yes.
Something lucky.
Because she had also just won tickets to an Oilers game.
I did, all
Like-
in a week.
Yeah. What else? Didn't you win something else,
No,
too?
that's just it. That's it. Just those two things.
She just wins at life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had said that, you won the journal. I really wanted one. And I was like, you can have it. I'm not going to use it. But I was going to give it to you for Christmas.
Well, she did.
I know.
Because
Merry Christmas.
I got it. Very exciting.
Well, since we're talking about things like that, I'm going to pull this one last thing that I have out. So, after we were talking on the last podcast about that, like the sweater that I'm making, and I pulled out the yarn and whatever, and then we got talking about, like with the Just Knit January, using the patterns that you already own,
Yeah.
that you've never knit or whatever, and the yarn, destashing and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so my brain kind of gets, like I get on that track where you see something new and I start focusing on that, and then I kind of forget about other projects and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I need to maybe find a way to like bring that focus in. So I grabbed a book off my shelf that I haven't really done anything in, and I started writing things down. And I'm calling it my 2025 knitting framework and possible outline.
Okay.
Meaning that it can change. But the first thing I did was I wrote down exactly what was on my needles already, which was my frame sweater, my Suri shirt, my Louise lace socks. Mm-hmm. And then I wrote the days that I finished, the ones that are finished. And then I wrote things that are ready to cast on that I've already wound the yarn for. And then I wrote future cast on, because I did this right after we had talked. And I put that t-shirt that I'm making right now. I put some notes about what I could possibly do because I didn't know what pattern to use. And then I made more notes in a different color saying that I casted it on. And then I also put one, but I definitely have yarn for more than one. This is I wrote down second hipster top because I already have a hipster top. And right after I finished that hipster top back in July of last year, I went and found 2 skeins of yarn in my stash that I want to make into a second hipster top. I mean, it's January. I could have probably already made it by now. So I wrote that down. So when I'm having those moments of what do I put on my needles or I need a new cast on, I'm just going to go to my book. I'm just going to keep adding to it. I'm going to try and write down, be a little bit more diligent about writing when I start things and finish them. So sort of like your little thing, but mine's just a blank note.
You could also do what our friend Jeanette is doing with the pictures.
Yes.
Brilliant. Let's see if I can bring that up.
Yeah. She's making a knitting journal and she bought this cute little, what are they called? Polaroid camera, I guess.
It's
yeah, it prints stickers, right?
well, you take your picture with your phone and then it prints. You send it to the printer.
So she's putting, like, when she does a FO.
It's a Canon Ivy.
Yeah, she takes a picture and boom.
See? So she can, take the picture and print it. Load. Hello. There you go. See, she took pictures of the socks she just finished, printed it, and then in her little knitting journal, she sticks the sticker of the picture. So cool. Mm-hmm. It makes me want that.
I like that. That's fun.
I like the organization of that.
Yeah.
It's so planned. And
I saw somebody post a thing the other day about, like, all the knits that they made, and they were, like, piling them on and whatever, and I was like, I don't even remember what I knit in like,
no,
January to whatever, and especially socks, because I knit a lot of socks, and not that they're not important, but they're just another sock.
And only gift knits.
Yeah.
Like, there is years, this past year, no, not really, but there's years where I knit so many gift knits, like hats and cowls and headbands and socks and all the things, and then I give them away and I totally forget that I made them.
Yeah. I forget about the things I make. Like I said last time, I went to my hat drawer and was like, ooh, I have more toques than I really... I don't need a new toque. Yeah. It's crazy.
It'd be good to keep a journal.
Yes.
In different ways.
Yes.
Yeah. I could put pictures in this, maybe. We'll see.
All right.
Other requirement.
You got something else?
Yes.
What'd you get? Oh, yeah. I know what this is.
So, on one side is this.
Okay.
With a QR code to my Etsy. On the other side is our knit night.
I love it.
So, when we're out and talking to people, like when we go to dinner, and people are like, oh, you're knitting. I love knitting, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, here, come to our knit night.
Down to our community.
Because it's just like community, free,
crafting.
fun.
It's so fun.
So I got these. And then my husband, because he's so creative, made me this thing. Now, it looks like a torture device. Right? No.
It's not a shredder.
Magic.
I wonder if it'll show up.
Oh, and then I drop it.
Show it.
Let's see. It embosses. Is it gonna show? There you go.
A little bit.
It embosses the knit pattern onto the business cards. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
So fun.
So fun.
So, with all the time I have, I can sit here and emboss all the cards.
Just hold on. I'll give you a card. I just have to emboss it.
I'm going to carry this in my bag.
Put your children to work.
Well, actually, we did joke, because we have business cards for our business, my husband and I, that we were going to get our daughter, he's going to make an embosser with a different pattern on it, and we're going to just get her to emboss all the cards, which would be really funny. Yes. And then, I'll just keep going with my requirements that my husband made me. My goose.
It's so tiny.
Yes, this is a 7-inch goose. Now, it's story time. So, if you have ever heard of, and I'm sure you may have, because it's apparently this viral popular thing.
I hadn't heard of it. So if you haven't heard of this, don't feel bad.
Don't feel bad. I don't know why I'm in the group. It's one of those things.
In a group.
There's a group on Facebook called Porch Goose Lovers of America or something. There's 200,000 people in that group now. Crazy. And now there's a Porch Goose Lover group of Canada, which has way less people because it just started like 3 weeks ago. But people have these geese. Not this size, but 23 inches. Giant. And they're made out of various things. There's cement ones and resin ones and like plastic ones, but they're lawn ornaments, and they put them on their porch, and then the porch geese wear clothes. So I needed this. So first Chris made me the desk goose, and he printed like 7 of these with his 3D printers. So I can put it on my desk and I can knit it clothes. Because why not? And then, again, because I have so much time.
The productiveness in me is just like, no.
And then, he's making me a 24-inch one, which is in the garage right now. But the way he's having to construct it, because this is very light. If I put it outside, it'd blow away. Like, right. So he's having to make it, and then he's going to mold and cast it in resin. So it'll be heavy. And then we'll paint it like a Canada goose. instead of a white goose. And then I will have a porch goose this summer that I can put clothes on. So stay tuned to my Instagram where I will show off the seasonal clothing of the goose. And it'll need a name like Henrietta or something.
Henrietta the goose.
Maybe.
That's so cool. It's amazing what 3D printers can do. That's amazing.
It is amazing.
And he did this file all by himself?
I don't know.
Well, either way, Chris, you're amazing.
The file might exist, but then he color-coded it to do it like that. Yeah.
Cool.
Requirements. I don't think I have any other requirements.
Nope.
We can go on to patterns.
Yeah.
Do you have patterns?
I have a pattern.
Oh, I have many because I have a thought process.
Yeah, let's hear your thought.
Okay. So, with the Grocery Girls release of their new Spincycle yarn, I contemplated getting it. But, if you've seen it, it's very pink and blue. A lot of pink. I don't mind pink, but it was quite a lot and maybe not something I would wear often. So, I went to the Les Garçons one and I really like theirs.
I do.
I will pull it up.
It's like teal and grays. It's gorgeous.
Because they also just released, like in the last week, their colorway.
Yeah. And they have theirs only in 2 weights, whereas Grocery Girls got 3 weights.
Yeah, they ordered.
And I love the name of it too, the Les Garçons Je ne sais quoi. Love it.
What does that mean, Brandy?
It means like that something has just a little bit of something I don't know is like how it translates. So like something special. I just don't know what it is. Je ne sais quoi.
Something. There's your lesson today. your French lesson. See? So it doesn't yeah, it's quite teal and like browns and grays and yeah, I like it. So I want to order it. However, what am I going to knit with it? Because I need
gotta have a plan.
I need intention here if I'm going to order this, because I also need to decide if I'm going to order the sport weight or the worsted weight and have the right amount of
skeins. So you're
you need the right yardage. So, and then because they package them, Spincycle packages their skeins in 5 packs. Oh. So they kind of go together. Oh. So if you order 3 out of that, they'll at least be able to pull them out of that 5 pack and they'll all kind of like go together.
I did not know
because
that.
Things are so different.
They are very different. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd want them to kind of come from the same bundle.
Yep.
Depending how many I order. So I've been thinking about what to knit. And then I was like, well, I should do color work of some sort. So I started looking at patterns. This is one. It's called the Polypody sweater. It's a DK weight. Yeah, this one. I kind of like that one. And it is by Karolina Adamczyk. Adamczyk?
Yeah.
Something? Yeah. There's a lot of colors. I liked this one because of the ribbing on the neck and like it's just very basic. And I thought if I get that and do the color work yoke, I could use one of the colors I already have that I had just pulled out, right? So I have this one.
What would you use that color for? Like, what do you mean? Like for the
use
body?
This as the main color.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was checking. Yeah.
And then use their color as the color work.
Color work. Yeah.
And it depends on like if they
comes,
sent me if they sent me something darker or lighter, I could use one of these because these would both go. Yep. But if I wanted a higher contrast, I'd have to go in a totally different direction. Which I also have a sweater quantity of this yarn.
I was gonna say light gray because they have a couple of sample knits and one is in light gray.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this one is called Wagtail Yarns. And it's from Australia, and my Wool Swap buddy, which I was going to talk about last podcast and forgot to. So Wool Swap there's a lady named Gail in Australia, and she started Wool Swap. And if you sign up for Wool Swap, it costs something like $8 US to sign up, so about 10-ish Canadian. And then you get to decide if you want to do a full wool swap or if you want to just do a 100 gram yarn wool swap, so 100 gram minimum. And she matches you with a buddy either in your same country or you can select to go international. So often I matched with other people, like in Australia. And I opt for the full wool swap where you and your partner can then decide how many grams of yarn you want to trade. So often we'll say sweater quantities, so 500 grams-ish. And you just fill out a form, and then your buddy knows your favorite colors, yarn weights, if you like cotton yarn, or maybe you like merino or superwash or non-superwash or whatever. And then if you like tea or coffee or all these little extras. So you put together a package and you ship them to each other. So one of my wool swap buddies from Australia sent me a sweater's quantity of this yarn from Australia. And yeah, so that's one of my options. They also have a sweater quantity of this yarn from Fiddly Dye Works. So I have many options.
You do.
That I could use their yarn with, and they all, I think, go. Because they're kind of all in the same family.
Yeah. So here's one of the samples that were knit up with the gray, and you can't really tell, but it does the brown and the teals. And then they also, that one doesn't show enough, but this one it's stripy.
Yeah.
But the light gray definitely makes it pop.
So, and that's obviously that one is knit with one of the darker skeins.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, well, like this one, I guess it must be.
Yeah, and I think depending on the weight that you get, it might be. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What did I do?
Oh, something happened.
Oh, boy.
We're off somewhere now.
There's this one, too, which I thought was very...
I like that,
It really shows the different colors that are happening there.
So I really like that their Spincycle colorway. And then another pattern was the Harvester, and this one's by Jennifer Steingass. So that could look really nice. It obviously looks very nice with just the two color options, but I think it would look nice as the gradient of the Spincycle, like the leaves would change. And then my other option was also Jennifer Steingass.
I love her color work. She has so many different yoke patterns. Oh, I like that one too. That's funny. I almost sent that to you when I said you should look at Jennifer Steingass.
The Forest Land? Yeah, Forest Land. It looks kind of like branches. This one has more ribbing at the collar, and I think the other one, this one doesn't.
Yeah, it's almost none.
Yeah.
Maybe it isn't any.
Yeah, it doesn't look like any. So I like both, I think. But I could always change that. Like I could add ribbing on the collar if I wanted to. It's top down in the round for a round yoke sweater, obviously. So then I would just pick up, or I could do provisional, pick up and knit a collar afterwards. And then I also like the Andrea Mowry throw over sweater.
Oh, yeah.
Which
you wanted to make this last year.
I did.
Because we ended up making the Tessellated.
Yeah. So I like this. So you could use just one color of the Spincycle for the color work. She uses 3 colors of Spincycle.
Oh.
So it's like, if we look at some other projects, where do I see those? This is different than my other app. Projects. Why do I not see this?
I feel like it's somewhere in there.
Bundles. Blind. I don't know where it is. Usually it's like at the top or something, so you can see.
Mine is lower.
All the projects.
Mine's at the bottom. My stomach is growling.
Good thing we're going to eat after.
Yeah, right.
Well, I have no idea why. Let me look it up on this one.
Do you pay for the Rabbit app?
No.
No.
Does it cost money now?
Yeah.
I use an app called Rabbit See, look at. Why do I get all the weird things? Look at this one.
I don't know.
I open Rabbit, and this is like the main page of Rabbit. Do you see the weird patterns that are showing up?
Interesting patterns.
Debbie,
Interesting. She sent me one of those, a picture of it, and didn't give me any heads up that I was going to be looking at a jock strap. I opened my WhatsApp, and I'm like, what's happening here? Debbie's like, it's happening again.
It is weird. I don't know why I get the strangest patterns showing up.
You know what's so funny though is I went to Ravelry after that and I scrolled and I scrolled and I scrolled and nothing. And then I tried to find a pattern and all of a sudden the fetus bag showed up. And I was like, okay, it's happening to me too.
Okay, so here we go. The throw over. Like this person.
She used solids.
Yes.
I like it.
So you can see how there's 3 different coordinating colors in the solids. Like she uses like a red, orange, yellowy color. So Andrea Mowry uses 3 different spin cycles in that same coordination.
So are you thinking of just using the like garçon color?
Yes, just one. So then I would need 2 just with yardage. I think it works out to needing then 2 skeins of that just for the color work. Mm-hmm. And if I was short, then I guess I could just take out this, right? So I could do the top and the middle and then take out this bottom, the bottom one.
I mean, or
if I was short.
If you had Spincycle in another colorway that kind of worked, you could.
Yeah. I do
one
have
if you're from the Tessellated.
Yeah, I do have some other Spincycle.
You never know.
So
I have some partial balls too. So
depending, yeah.
Yeah.
So that is an option as well. And then I was like, okay, if I'm having a hard time making a decision, then obviously I don't need to buy this yet. And then I thought, well, heck, I have multiple sweater quantities of yarn. And instead of ordering any Spincycle, I could just use these and make something together.
Yes.
Like these ones I was already using in that sweater. I could use these and make a color work instead of what I was making with the thistlethorn.
And if you made the gray the main and you used those 2, they would pop more.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that would be stunning.
So I have options. So I don't have to, spend another $100 on yarn.
Maybe not buying the yarn.
I don't know. Yeah,
okay.
I might not.
Fair enough.
But I feel like right now I really need to just focus on this tessellated. And then by the time I'm done that, then I'll have made it.
The yarn will be sold out and it was just not meant to be.
They're going to get more.
Are they?
I'm sure. Why would they have a colorway created and then only do one run?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to make me just buy it now.
I mean, there's going to be tons and no, if it's there when you need it, it will be meant to be.
Meant to be.
Trust the system.
Okay. So those are my patterns.
I love it.
That I'm...
Now I want to make another colorwork sweater.
Thinking about... Well, I haven't even done my framed either. I also have the yarn for that. So I have sweater quantities of the framed yarn.
You're all up on my grill about me starting a new cast on. I think you need to start making some stuff
Making
with
the
your
stuff
yarn.
that I have all this yarn for.
Yeah.
I know.
Just knit it.
I know. What did Michelle say?
Oh, about February.
Just knit it. January turns into I'm still fucking working on this February or something like that. Thanks, Michelle. It's true.
It's true. You still have 2 weeks.
Yeah, not much is happening in that time. I don't think I'm going to finish the tessellated in that time.
Not with that piss poor attitude.
I know. such a Debbie Downer.
Yeah. So my pattern, a couple weeks ago was like, ooh, it'd be so fun. On Tuesday, Onyx Storm is releasing the next Rebecca Yarrow's book in the Empyrean Fourth Wing series.
Exciting.
So I thought, I will go on Rev and I will find all the Empyrean Fourth Wing inspired patterns.
I'm sure there are many.
No! I found one!
Really?
One.
Well,
I searched on Instagram, I searched on Ravelry, Fourth Wing, Empyrean, Rebecca Yarrow's, knitting, yada. Found one. And it is the Feathertail Socks. I'm just bringing it up for you.
Here is an opportunity for us to write patterns that go with the book.
I thought for sure there'd be tons. And maybe I'm not Googling the right thing, but you would think if I wrote fourth wing patterns, it would come up. So this one did. So this is by Hygge Cannon Knits. And if you've read the books, you know what a feathertail is. It's one of the well, I don't want to ruin it in case you haven't, but it's a I want to say dinosaur.
It's a dragon.
It's a dragon. It's a dinosaur. It's a dragon.
Ride dinosaurs.
Yes. So, and it's got like a lacework, I think, or cabling. That's not a great picture.
Like the Louise lace socks, almost.
Kind of.
Oh, it's just kind of down
just on the top, and it's to what they thought the feather tails look like. So
cool.
Yeah, super cool. So that was all. That's the only one I could find. And then I was like, oh, think of something else. And then I was like, no, it's fine.
Are you making those?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
That's
the
just
Louise
for
lace.
you.
Yeah, just
That's
for you guys.
for you to know.
The Louise lace socks was fun enough for me. Yeah. And I bought the colorwork cuff thing, and I have not made a single set. So
so have the patterns, you've gotten patterns each time? Are they cool?
Yeah, and every month I'm like, I'm going to make this one, and then I never do. But also, okay, so I am going to make January's. Is it January? Yes. I am going to make January's. I was going to make December's. I had the yarn all picked out. I made a cool reel for our Instagram, and I'm not doing it now because January's are simple. And I'm really excited about that because I made a pair of colorwork socks. I made a colorwork sock like over a year ago. And it didn't fit. I couldn't even put it on my foot because the colorwork cuff was too tight. And I took it to Knit Night and I talked about it at Knit Night, and one of our friends had said that somebody, a teacher of knitting, I don't know who it was, but somebody in the knitting world had said that you always go up, I think Amy said 2 needle sizes, and I did not do that. So I knit socks with a 0, which I don't know what it is in millimeters, but most sock patterns call for a 2. I have gone down to a 0 because I'm such a loose knitter. So this pattern calls for a size 2 for your colorwork and a 1 for the rest of your body. So I was thinking, based that I am a loose knitter, but also knowing how tight that pair was, I feel like I need to go up at least to a 2, but I didn't have any. That I had 4-inch tips, which with my things was way too wide. And I'm actually borrowing needles from Debbie because I looked at buying them, and it's going to cost me $38 for a sock set. Yeah.
Wow.
Or I could just get the tips, but the tips are $19. And because I don't know which tip I need, I don't want to spend $19 and then have to spend another $19 because I don't need these tips except for my socks. Because I have the sizes in 4-inch tips for ribbing and sleeves.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was my dilemma. That's why I reached out to you, because I was like, I'll just go buy them. And then I was like, no, ask Debbie.
Yes. Well, I don't, what sizes are these? I can't remember what I actually had.
3 millimeters, so 2.5, which might actually be perfect for me. And then I don't know why. You can never read these, okay? Like the Chow Goo ones are like the tiniest writing.
I don't even see it.
I did. Oh, there it is. Hold on. The light is glaring off of it. I don't know.
Okay, let me see.
It's hurting my eyes. The light is just like glaring off of that. Did I shut my flashlight off? No.
Oh, it's on this one.
I think it's a 1. That's what you told me.
I did tell you, and now I don't remember. It is a 1.
Like, these are tiny. Yeah, so I'm gonna just see.
Holy moly, it's hard to see.
I know, it's so tiny.
It is a 1, 2.25 millimeter.
Okay, yeah, and this is a 3 millimeter. So, yeah, I'm gonna just make a cuff, and then I don't know how. I guess I put it onto a cord and try it on. Because last time I made an entire sock before, it was sad.
That is sad.
Rip it out.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, and I don't want to be disappointed again. So that's my plan, is to make the January color. I'm actually going to bring it up. It is super cute, and like I said, super simple, so I'll be able to make it, and try that and figure out my sizing. So cute.
Oh, that's cute.
So cute. So I already have my yarn picked out, which I actually pulled from the December set that I was going to make. December was a lot more. I was going to do the trees. But even Summerly Knits, she said because every month you get a new cuff color chart, and sometimes two, like this one was two. She said that if you haven't done color work before, she recommends starting with the January because it's so easy, and that the December charts and the November charts were a lot more intensive. So I'm glad that I waited. I procrastinated. Yeah, I have so much sock yarn, so I'm hoping that this will get me going.
Motivated for more.
Motivated, and my socks are falling apart. I have 3 pairs of socks. 2 I've already darned, so once they're, I'm not going to darn them again. A knitting friend told me that darn them once and then get rid of them. That'll be hard to darn them again. So I'm going to listen to that. And then I have another pair that I was wearing on Friday, and Chris distracted me at the window.
He's starting the vehicle for me.
Oh, that's lovely.
So while I talk, you should start yours.
My keys are in my car and I can't. I don't have a. I don't have
keys are in your car?
Yeah. Who's going to steal it? And I don't have a starter. It's fine.
Oh. Sorry, I distracted you.
No, now I forgot.
Socks, not darning them again.
Yeah, not darning them.
Going to get rid of them.
I noticed that another pair is falling apart, so I'm gonna. These ones, it's actually quite aggressively falling apart, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna try darning them and see what happens, but
just make more.
That's
the beauty of it.
Yeah. Just make more. Although it seems wasteful. I recently had a conversation with my sister-in-law's mother-in-law, and she's from Newfoundland, and I was at Christmas, and I was knitting on a sock because I can knit on a sock and talk, and I feel like that's not rude. I could be wrong, but I feel like it's not rude. And she was like, "Oh, what are you knitting?" And so we got into a conversation, and she said that her boys, who are now in their 40s, they didn't have store-bought socks until they were much older because their nanny made socks for them, like did not own a single pair of store-bought socks, and that they were always darned. And I thought, wow, like that must have been impressive wool to hold up that much.
Very workhorse.
Yes, and I think that the yarn that I use is not workhorsey as much, not as workhorsey. And we've actually had this conversation at night where our friend who is German said that their yarn there is much more workhorse yarn, and even like she's gone to Germany and brought back yarn, and it's like, whoa, this is
sturdy
and not scratchy, just sturdy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm going to talk about this for a second. So, locally, Prairie Fibre Festival is one of our yarn festivals that happens in Lacombe. And this year, for the first time, Lori is planning a second one in Olds in June. So I was going to say, hey, if you want to be a vendor, you should apply, but it closed already. Shoot.
Yesterday. The 18th, yeah.
Yeah. So you can't apply to be a vendor now. But she had put it on your radar if you want to be a vendor in the future. Or maybe she has a wait list because now it's 2 shows that are running in June and September. But shout out to Prairie Fibre and Lori.
Even if you don't want to be a vendor, go check out the festivals.
Go check it out.
The one in Lacombe, the Olds one is new this year, but the one in Lacombe, I've been to a few times, and it's honestly one of my favorites.
It's great.
Amazing.
And I think it's a great opportunity, the one in Olds, because Olds used to have their whole
Fibre Week.
Fibre Week, yeah, and they don't have it now because their college doesn't have that program anymore,
I believe
right?
So, yeah.
So I think that's great that she's running this. And I'm pretty sure she doesn't live in either of these places.
Really?
And she just plans. She can let us know in the chat, in the comments. I don't think she does. I think she lives somewhere else, and she actually just plans because these are good locations to have the Fibre Festivals.
Lacombe is a beauty of an Albertan little town. It's got wonderful little restaurants. It's so cute. It's got like old buildings, brick buildings, very picture worthy.
Mm-hmm. And the houses are super cute. Speaking of old towns, last week was my sister's birthday on the 10th, and we went to Bruce, Alberta.
I love Bruce. Yes.
We went to the Bruce Hotel for dinner.
For steak dinner.
Yes, we did. Last weekend. So the owner Bought it in like 2019. He's from the Maritimes, he and his wife.
I didn't realize it changed owners.
Yeah, in like 2019 or something. I guess you can read it on their website.
Cool.
Which my sister did, because she's like, where are you taking me? I'm like, we're going to the Bruce Hotel. We're driving to an hour away to a little town and going to like what you would think a really
Was there
old
karaoke?
Little town. There wasn't that night.
Oh, because I know
but
the
they do have karaoke nights, and they have quiz nights, like trivia nights that are planned. And then they have burger nights some nights, but usually.
And they have steak and like shrimp.
It was a steak and shrimp night when we went. But they only open on the weekend, and you have to book in advance to go. And their thing is to do steak. So you basically go, and you better like steak or there's no point in going. You can choose a 6 ounce or an 8 ounce, and they cook your steak how you want it. But in the meantime, here's your plate. Go to the salad bar, which has the best salads. And then they bring your steak out on a big platter. And then you go up to the other buffet part, and you get your like potatoes and baked beans and all the shrimp.
It's like Grandma's
all you can
house.
eat shrimp.
It is
It
amazing.
is like Grandma's house.
You know,
was like,
I've been going since I was like 18.
This is like the most home cooked restaurant-y
amazing
place, and then their buffet of dessert and fruit salad and all the things. I ate so much. I was like, I need to. I had to undo my pants in the car on the way home because I ate a lot of salad.
I know people who work there, and I know the woman who does the karaoke. She's amazing.
It was great, and I'm like, I will come back here for sure. It was so good, and it's not that expensive.
No.
Going out to dinner is so expensive these days. And for, if I thought Chris and I were going to go for a steak dinner at the Keg, it would cost us like $250 or something. For the amount, for the various foods. Like if you wanted a starter and salad and all these things, that's how much it would cost. Go there. Our bill was like $123 with tip.
4 adults?
For
2 adults?
For the 2 of us.
Yes,
with tip, $123 for a steak dinner and the buffet.
The buffet is amazing. So the first time I went, you said you have to like steak to be there.
Yeah.
The first time I went was when I was 18. And they used to have more options for the steak. I think there was a 4 ounce or 6 ounce. And I didn't think I liked steak, because when I was growing up, my mom made steak that was like so charred and chewy that you just like chewed that steak. It was like leather. It was like, and so I was like, I don't like steak. And I was actually in my I'm not eating meat era. So, but I went with my now boyfriend then, with a bunch of his people for a work thing. And I had no idea what was going to happen, but we got there and I said, I don't want a steak. And the waitress was like, yeah, honey, that's sweet, but you have to order a steak, because that's how they charge you.
That's all you eat.
You get charged on the steak size. So I got the smallest steak that was available. And I was poor. Like, I was so poor. So, and I think back then the small steak was I think it cost $20 with everything. And I was like, oh, sounds so much money. But I got the steak, and I had a little tiny piece of it, and then I ate my whole steak. And my now husband was pissed because he ordered a smaller steak. He was going to eat my steak. And then I had one little piece, and I'm like, oh my God, I like steak. It's delicious.
It's like melt in your mouth when it's done, right?
It melted in my mouth. It was so good. So, yeah. And I've done surprise parties for Jeff there a few times, and yeah,
it was great.
A long time
and it was, I know, I'm like, oh, I want to go again this weekend.
Let's go for steak.
And yeah, it's an hour drive away, and of course, the night we went was a blizzard day, so I'm like, well, we're going, and it's blizzarding, whatever,
it's
we're going for steak, and this is just normal. But it was a great little small town experience.
Nice. All right. Books,
and I have art to share.
Oh, I love art.
Should I share my art
Yes.
first? Okay. Surprise.
Okay.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise art. Oh, it's beautiful.
I made this.
Surprise!
Surprise!
When did you make that?
Yesterday.
What?
I went to a stained glass class yesterday.
Cool. At Bassett?
No. A lady who used to work there, but she's been doing stained glass for 15 years or something. She teaches out of her house in Gold Bar.
Gold Bar?
Down the street from where you work.
In Gold Bar.
Yeah, down the road on 50th Street. She has a glass studio, and she teaches classes, and she was selling, this is how it all got started, she was selling glass pieces on Marketplace on Facebook. And my daughter wants to get into glass fusion. So I was like, well, this is great. I'll buy this glass. And she was selling it $20 for 20 pounds of glass pieces.
Oh, wow.
She was just getting rid of her extras. And then I went there to pick it up, and I said, do you teach? Because she has a sign out on her driveway of her, like, stained glass business. And I said, do you teach classes? And she said, I do. But she's like, I'm booked till October. So I was like, okay, well, put us on your wait list or whatever. The next day, she sent me a message and said, I've had cancellations for this Saturday.
Because of the weather, I bet you. Because it's supposed to be minus 50.
Maybe. So I booked my daughter and we went yesterday. And we did everything from picking the pattern we wanted to do, cutting the glass, to doing everything. Like,
so do you solder?
Yep.
Yeah.
Soldering it.
What did Noelle make?
I will show you hers too.
Yay.
So I made this mountain and...
Can I hold it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so deceivingly light.
Yes.
Like, I've made glass things, and this is so light. Oh, shut
This is
up.
Noelle's, my daughter's.
Noelle. That's gorgeous.
So she was inspired by a monstera, like the, whatever it's called, the
leaf.
The pink variegated monstera. So it has like pink and white. I think her glass is so cool. There's a little scratch in it. Yeah.
That's gorgeous. Insane.
Yeah. And it was so fun. And we left and I'm like, okay, I'm hooked. We need to now do stained glass.
Yes.
And it's, and then the instructor messaged me last night and said, do you want to buy a glass grinder from me? I'm selling one. And I'm like, probably yes.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to get the tools. And then she was sending me links to people selling tools on Marketplace for stained glass so that I could try and get some for cheaper.
Cool.
And so to do glass fusion, you need a kiln, which we have a kiln. It's not hooked up because we'll have to do some renos and power things, run power to run it. And I don't actually know if the kiln that I have, well, first of all, I don't know if it works because it was given to me and it was used. And I also don't know if it's the right kind to fuse glass or just for clay. So I'd have to figure that out. But doing this is much easier to just do with a soldering gun and do it on a table. Like, I wouldn't have to have all of the extra things that you would need for glass fusion. Because glass is expensive enough. Like, a sheet of glass can be like $50.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
So, new craft.
Just what you needed. Another hobby.
Another hobby.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Books. I just read 2 books out of a series. Powerless. I returned Powerless. Powerless and Reckless by Lauren Roberts. And they're, I would say, I'm guessing YA, young adult, fantasy. And I will just show you maybe I'll show you the cover. Yep. This is the second book. I don't know. I had seen them on maybe on Instagram or in that book group that we're in a long time ago because I've been waiting like 20 or 30 weeks for these books.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah. Very
long time.
Yeah, and I got Reckless first and I just kept not taking it because Powerless hadn't come up, and then last week both of them came up on the same day. So anyways, my review is I would give it like for a YA fantasy, I would say like 4 stars. They're pretty good. Both books ended in a cliffhanger. I was really glad I had the second book, but the third book comes out in April, so I have to wait. But it had very like Hunger Games vibes.
Oh.
So if you liked Hunger Games, I would actually highly recommend that you read this.
So they're not romance.
No, like there is a main male character and a female character that obviously are quite attracted to each other and whatever, but they're going through like stuff and very Hunger Game like. And also the books that I just read, the Prisoner Healers series, I would say like it's kind of like Hunger Games meets the Prisoner Healers series. There was like some very overlap. But I wanted to say, so I looked up this author because when I realized that the second book ended in a cliffhanger, I was like, oh, there's got to be a third book. So I ended up looking her up. She wrote Powerless when she was 18 years old.
Wow.
So, like, there was a couple things in the second book, I think, where I was like, oh, that sentence doesn't quite make sense. Or, well, it did make sense, but, like, it should have been, like, a little grammatical error. But then when I read that she was 18, I'm like,
that's amazing.
Dude, I couldn't even, like, you know what I was doing when I was 18? I don't want to say what I was doing when I was 18.
Not
I was
writing
going
a
to the
book.
bar.
Not writing books.
Not a book.
Wow.
I was not reading a book. So I just want to say, like, wow.
People are impressive.
Yes. People are impressive. Kids are so impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I've read... I guess I didn't take pictures of them. I'm like, huh. Okay.
you really aren't prepared.
I know. I was saying before we started that I actually didn't even make my notes until like 2 p.m. because I forgot. I was like, I didn't forget we were podcasting, but I was like, I'm not ready. What am I doing?
I just forgot that I was supposed to do something for the podcast.
Yes, I was like, I'm going to talk about this
podcast
today,
day.
and I'm going to talk about this today, but I was like, I have no notes on anything. So anyway, so my Kindle came.
Yay.
This is the cover that I got. It's just clear.
Oh,
and then I stuck these stickers on the back, but not really. They're just held there with tape because I don't really want to stick stickers on it.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
why didn't you put it on the case?
well, because then I don't know, the stickers get wrecked and maybe I want to put them on something else.
Okay.
But then I've also realized I don't really like this case.
Yeah.
So the reason, I'll just talk about this
it's
first.
funny because that one came up a lot and I almost got it, but I was like, no, what? I want the...
Because holding it's kind of like my other one, my Kobo, which is over there. It has like a flip cover case, like the one that you got, I think. And when you flip it open, there's like a little hand elastic so you can hold it. So this is kind of annoying because the way I hold it, I'll put my pinky on the bottom. The power button's right there. So I'm often turning it off with my pinky. And I'm like, this is really annoying. So I think I need to get a different case now.
I have the same problem, and my Kindle case, I got a case. It does have like the little elasticy thing to hold the case together, but it has a hand holder. It's on my left hand.
Oh.
And it doesn't work because one, the Kindle, this is one of my, I don't like about the Kindle versus my Kobo, is that you have to change the pages down in the right hand corner. I haven't found a way to fix that. Maybe you can. But with the Kobo, my Kobo has buttons and also the bottom, but you can flip my Kobo and then you can use your left hand.
Right.
The Kindle doesn't have that flexibility. So one, I'm holding it and I'm changing the pages by accident. And then I also shut it off sometimes with my finger. So I don't love my case.
But I also thought with my Kobo case, so I can hold mine left or right with that case. So I'll see if that maker makes ones for Kindle. But it also has a little stand.
Yeah, mine
so
has a stand too.
Put it on the table when, like this morning, I'm eating breakfast. I'm like, I want to read my book. But I have to prop it up. Yeah. So I need it to have a kickstand, basically. Yeah. But I did end up getting Kindle Unlimited. And I was like, no, but it was free for 3 months. So I was like, I'll just get it now.
I didn't get a deal.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought I was getting a deal and I didn't. I got 1 month free only. So, whatever.
Yeah, the thing I got 3 months for free and then it's $9.99 after that.
Yeah.
But I have read Bridesmaid for Hire, which, do I have that book that's yours?
No, I think it's yours.
Is it mine? So I own a paper copy. It's sitting in my bedroom on my shelf and I'm like,
I'm fairly certain
right there.
It's yours.
Is it mine or yours? I don't know.
Like, I read the paper copy that one of us owns.
Yes. And I started reading the paper copy and then I just never did. I never finished it.
Is that the first one in this? Okay.
So it was always on my nightstand. Bridesmaid for Hire is written by Megan Quinn. Yep. So then I'm like, well, it's on Kindle Unlimited for free. So
all of her books are. I've been reading a few of hers.
So I read that one, which was hilarious, laugh out loud as normal.
You have to read the next one. It's
I just started it. So I'm on the second one, but I'm only like, it tells me 6% in or something. But the first one, I was laughing so hard when she's like falls asleep on his crotch.
I read it so long ago, I don't remember this part.
She does this multiple times because they end up having to share a room.
The room, yeah.
And he wakes up and she's sleeping in his lap.
Yes.
And she's like, nuzzling because she thinks she's on a pillow. I was laying in bed reading this and just like laughing. And I'm like, I missed Megan Quinn.
I know.
I was like, she's so funny.
So you know the baseball ones that we were never able to get? Like I couldn't get them from the library or anything? Well, they're on there. I read the first one and I didn't like the ending. I was really disappointed in it. But I just read the second one. It was better. And then I'm going to start the third maybe at some point once I'm done all my library books that keep coming in on Libby. Yeah. I love Megan Quinn. Her humor.
So funny. So I'm on the second one, the Bridesmaid Undercover. And then on Libby, I listened to, so audiobooks, I listened to, because I talked about last time, the How to Kiss Your Best Friend or whatever. So I finished listening to How to Kiss Your Grumpy Boss, which is about the oldest brother. And then I now have listened to How to Kiss Your Enemy, which is, I think, the third brother, and he's a chef. And so that's 3 out of 4 of the series. So I have one more of that series to listen to whenever it comes in. But I like the versatility now of my various reading options. The listening on Libby or the reading on Libby, which is then on my Kobo, and now I have my Kindle. There's no excuses. I just can read all the time.
I read all the time. Me too. Agreed. I'm glad I
bit the bullet.
Yeah, I bit the bullet. I didn't want to, and then I did. And my husband actually ended up buying me my Kindle because I was like, I think I might buy a Kindle.
And that's what I was like.
And yeah, it was my
I think I
Christmas
should
present.
get this. Should I get this one or should I get the Paperwhite? Which one? And then I'm like, which one? And Chris is like, just get the Paperwhite.
You got the Paperwhite, yeah?
Yes, I did. Because I was going to get the other one, which was a bit smaller.
Yes.
But this one's waterproof and the other one wasn't.
I think waterproof is really important. And that is coming from somebody who took their Kobo on vacation, which my Kobo is not, I didn't think, waterproof. And we went for dinner, lunch, and I left my Kobo in this bag on my chair, and there was a monsoon while we were at lunch, and it was completely drenched, my Kobo was, and I waited until the night and I turned it on and it was fine. So it could have been waterproof, I'm not sure. But from that moment on, I carried it in a plastic Ziploc bag.
Just in case.
Because I had one with me for something else that I had carried in my carry-on. So when I told Jeff that I was thinking about getting a Kindle, he must have already looked them up because he had already ordered one for Christmas for me. But he was like, as the person who had to see you fret over your Kobo, you're getting a waterproof one.
It's wet. I know. So
it's not worth it.
I do like the waterproof feature for, all the things like holidays and camping and whatever.
You just never know. You might spill your coffee on it or something.
Probably.
Could happen. Mm-hmm. All right. This was so much fun. I love podcast days.
Yay, podcast day.
All right. We hope you enjoyed listening to us and hearing about all these weird words that we apparently need to know the lingo. Why do we need these words?
I don't know. See you later, bro.
Sada.
That's the worst.
I don't know how do you say goodbye to Da, though.
Butta?
Ba-dum-bum. I don't know why. Okay, we need to end this now before this gets more embarrassing. Bye.
Bye.
See you in 2 weeks.